Hi, this is Understanding and Using Data. This is the third of 4 films looking at the use of data, statistical information within the curriculum. The first film gave an overview of the different types of data available, so I'm going to go straight towards looking at the monitoring data that's available within the year to use with students around the progress audits. It's been stressed right through the different films that the value of this information is about stimulating curiosity, asking questions. And in-year progress monitoring is really all about looking at patterns of student achievement and then thinking back in terms of the actual classroom practice and the discussions with those students. It's often quite surprising to look at progress across the curriculum. Lots of work has occurred in the college around success rates and making sure that students are successful on their individual courses. We haven't always looked as carefully, consistently across the college at the progress information. And so it can be very surprising to look at the patterns within those courses. They're not always the courses that you would expect, where students are making a really significant progress. And again, that was the message that came back from our inspection about the value of looking at this information closely through the year in terms of moving towards outstanding performance. Now, I've already been onto the ProMonitor system, and within the college you can access a report area within ProMonitor. So you pull down the Reports tab, and then you go onto the Team Review report. And although I've simply got that as a PDF, this is exactly in the format that report comes out. It's the same structure of information that you'll find on ProMonitor. So here's an example of in-year progress information for a course. And this is from AS Economics. So the report begins by giving the attendance patterns across the college. And then within the course, there are 134 students on the course, of whom 21, a relatively small number, have low attendance patterns. And that's apparent right the way through the data, just how strong the college's attendance picture is. But within that, there's individual students for the team to look at, and you can see which classes that they're attached to. So there are 4 classes. Four of those students in that 85% category are in our block, for example. And you will also see in this list the percentage attendance for each class. So all of the attendances are at or above 91%, with a couple of classes, that's P block and T block, on high attendance. Now the course team will already know and be discussing who those students are and the actions being taken to support them and the follow-up to their attendance. In terms of the progress audit information, well, the progress audits are completed regularly through the year, and this data is based on the currently working at grade. You'll see first of all that you get an A star to E count for the course. This is for the whole course. And this tells you that based on the currently working at grades, 100 students of those 134 are working at an E standard or above. So there are 34 students who the individual teachers have said are working at a U grade. And so again, in the course team meetings and discussions, that's one of the key things to look at as to the reasons those U grades have been given, were they done consistently across the course team, and what are the actions that the students are taking to make sure that they achieve in the economics course at the end. Also, by using ProMonitor, you can look at the individual class performance. That's in a separate area. You can look at that with each ILP. So to see the variations of that within individual classes. There's a summary here of that information though. And again, there's a count of students. So you can see from the information here that there are 21 students in P block. 17 of those students currently working at an A star to E. So there are 4 students that are working at a U grade in P block. And you can look more closely at who those students are in the ILP section of ProMonitor. Compare that with the target minimum grade information, because there are some significant variations in the target minimum grade performance of individual classes based on the working out grade. You've got R block, for example, where 40% of the students are working above their TMG. That contrasts with P block, where only 19% of students are. So there's actually a difference in the proportions there in the individual classes. So another question the course team will be discussing and looking at, and are discussing, is the reasons for those differences in TMG performance. And you can see what I was saying before, that the TMG performance is different to, say, are the students predicted to pass. It gives you a very different picture in terms of how the students are progressing within the course. Each time we have the progress audit information or predicted grades, teams can access this using the team review report on ProMonitor. And it's not just accessible at the team review time, it's updated regularly. So you can see what the picture is within an individual class as a member of that team.